daughters were coming. The Lord gave me one of if I know it's probably the best message I've ever preached, that the daughters were coming. And with that being said, that women of God, the peculiar ones, the misunderstood ones, the passionate ones, the ones who have the oil, some of us who are looked over or were looked over, that this was our time to rise. Y'all looking for a Moses, but Moses is a girl in this season because the daughters are. You're looking for a deliverer. You're looking for someone to give you the cheat code. You're looking for someone to give you a blueprint. But you're looking for don't let your sexism have you missing out on freedom, because it's not where you think it's going to come from. It's coming from the girl. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss the ministry. Don't miss the prophetic gift. Don't miss what I'm giving you because you feel like I'm a girl and I can't tell you nothing and I'm unmarried. Okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Becoming Her. Ladies and gents, I am so excited about this episode right here. We have the great, the wonderful, the anointed, the powerful, the beautiful Jennifer Trotter.
I need the daughters to war. The daughters. The daughters. Open your mouth. For he responds to the wailing of a daughter. He responds to the cry of a daughter. He responds to the sound of a daughter. The daughters are here. The daughters are here. The daughters are here. Oh!
And we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hear her story. We're going to hear how she overcame and conquered and slayed and chose to live, chose to move, chose to embrace who she is as a woman of God. And she's rocking who she is 100%. Yes, you getting that tonight. You getting all the gems, all the pearls. You're getting it all on tonight. And I am honored to interview her. I am honored to have this conversation. I feel like we got so much in common. And I'm excited, Jennifer, about this connect. I feel like it's divine. And I can't wait to hear your story. Welcome, Miss Jennifer.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And I believe the
Yes.
same. I believe that this is a God thing. And I'm looking forward to how he's going to move through this conversation. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and Jennifer, let's I want to start here to tell you about how this came about becoming her. This came about because I started to deal with me.
Mm.
And I had this journey of becoming me where I chose to become.
Mm.
I chose to live. I chose to forgive. I chose to embrace the
Mm.
ugliness, the abuse, the shame, the rejection, um, the words. I chose to embrace everything that I've been through in my life
Mm.
and I chose for it to be beautiful.
Mm.
I chose for it to be my grace.
Mm.
I chose for it don't gotta be ugly. That was a choice that I realized that yes, what I went through was painful, it was uncomfortable, but today that no longer had to intimidate me, scare me, bully me. No,
Mm.
you are beautiful.
Yeah.
And thank you, because without you, I
Mm.
wouldn't be me. Without that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yes.
So it created this where I did a whole segment on me becoming me, and I share my ugly truth, uncomfortable things
Mm.
that ruffled feathers, but it was my truth, and I owned it. I owned it, and I realized that I am brave, and that it's okay for me to own that I
Yeah.
am brave, and once I see what that I conquered me, I was like, I know it's other women's out here. I know that it's more women out here who are overcomers, who have a story to share. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We want to hear your story. We want to know about Jennifer. And I want to start with you is Jennifer, with Jennifer the little girl.
Mm.
Jennifer the little girl. Who what do you remember about you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those ages? What stick out to you about your childhood for Jennifer, the young girl?
Yeah, so I always knew that I was different. A little bit about my story is my parents prayed for me for 10 years before I was born. The doctors had told my mom that she wouldn't have another baby. She wanted another baby. Me and my brother are 13 years apart, and she wanted a baby girl, and the doctor told her that she had the worst uterus that he had ever seen, and she said, if it's not cancer, don't touch it. And they believed God for me, for about a decade. And then the doctor said that I was a boy, and she believed that I was a girl, because that's what she prayed for. And then I was born. So to that fact, I say that because they never let me forget that I was a miracle from God, and that my arrival was bathed in prayer. So as a little girl, I was a pew baby. All I knew was church. My first encounter with the Holy Spirit was 5 years old at home in the bathtub. um I felt the presence of the Lord. I was going off in tongues, and all I remember is my dad coming swooping in because I was going off in the bathtub, and he wanted to make sure I did not drown. But I still remember that to this day. And even outside of church, I was very ambitious. I was very just hungry for life. I got really good grades. I would do the announcements in elementary school. I was our school's representative. They used to send me places to talk on behalf of my school. I remember it being an amazing experience as far as church. Some of my church aunties would say that we would be leading praise and worship, and Jennifer would be right up under our feet, dancing and giving God glory. And I knew that. And my mom, but I also had these visions, and I don't want to go too deep too fast, but I will also have these visions of things happening to me. And I remember one time my mother told me, and this was when kidnapping was very high, and she said I was crying so bad as a little girl, and this woman said, oh, I could hold her for you. She was buying some stockings, and she said the more you cried, I was gonna hold on to you, because I knew that lady was gonna steal my baby. I remember playing outside and seeing a strange man, and men stopping and looking at me and then driving off. And I say that because I knew that I was different. I knew that I loved Jesus, but I knew that the enemy wanted to kill me. And in the sixth grade, um, he came full throttle in an attack, to attack my self-esteem. So Jennifer, the little girl, was full of life, excited. I did chorus. I did all. I mean, everything in the schoolhouse that you could think about. I probably did it in elementary school. I was excited. I was on the science bowl, things like that. I just remember being very excited, engaged, and passionate, and going to church. And then I remember everything changing in the sixth grade.
What? Oh my God.
Hmm.
I'm scared to say what happened, Jennifer, in the sixth grade?
It was so a family member, and it's something so small, but the enemy creeps in so small. I
Yeah,
remember in the sixth grade, it was like my classmates, fifth and sixth grade, my classmates started to pick on me because they would say I was ugly, but my confidence was so high that it
yeah,
didn't matter what they said. But in the sixth grade, I remember I fell and I busted my lip, and I had to take my school pictures with a busted lip. But around that time, someone introduced the thought that I wasn't pretty. So my
uh-huh,
parents affirmed me every
yeah,
day. But it was a family member that told me, ooh, and it was so subtle. Oh,
yeah,
you got ugly toes. What you gonna do with those toes? And it
yeah,
was almost as if the sheet of protection and confidence was
yeah,
ripped from my
yeah.
eyes, and I began to see myself almost in a demonic light because I hated myself. So from that little girl to 25, I would say about, yeah, mm, like 19-ish, 18,
Yeah,
19-ish, I was in a cave of low self-esteem. I hated the way that I looked.
yeah,
I thought I was the darkest, the ugliest, the most undesirable. I didn't, so when she told me my feet were ugly, and it sounded so small, but I stopped wearing sandals altogether. I hated my arms. I would wear wool sweaters in the summertime to cover my body. And it was like, and then I went to the seventh grade and I was bullied severely. So that's why I said, like, it felt like everything came crashing down in the
yeah.
sixth grade. All the confidence I had, all the assurance I had, all the passion I had, and then I became a hermit crab for for a while.
How did now a young girl who was confident, vibrant, excited, moving at this momentum,
Mm-hmm.
and then this came, those words, and I know those words.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me back to moments where people pointed out things about me, and it told, like, once it was once not an issue for you, the person. You are okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
You see nothing wrong, but when someone points out, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
what's that? It absolutely, people don't know the power of words,
Mm-hmm.
and that words, and this just honesty, words can strip,
Mm-hmm.
words can rip,
Yeah.
words can break.
Yeah.
Words are powerful, just like it took me, even when you were talking, when Eve was in the garden, and with the serpent, and the only thing the enemy asked, he just suggested, did God really say?
Mm-hmm.
Questioned the solid foundation. It was nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
There was no, they it wasn't anything. But here come this suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm.
this suggestion. Hey, did God really say that you're beautiful?
Yeah.
What is beautiful? The enemy, to complex, to confuse our perception of what God made right, what God made in His image and in His likeness, and that's what the enemy is still doing that today.
Yeah. He is.
Who said you were anointed? Who said that you will get married? Who said that who?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and those questions like that, just those things, it really it there were times, man, people had spoke so much negativity to me. I literally thought I wouldn't get married, I wouldn't have kids. No one would love me, that I was not beautiful, that I was not, because people bullies,
Yeah. Mhm.
mean
Mhm.
mean people. So how did you handle at this young age, from the seventh grade, sixth, fifth, sixth, seventh to 18, 19? How did you survive it? How did you get through that, Jennifer?
I know it was the help of the Lord, but I didn't know it back then. So as I migrated, I found friends, and one of the big masquerades that I believe really rescued me was fashion. So it was almost like you don't have to think that I'm cute, but you're going to think that I'm fly. Um, and it was, so it was good until I got older and the Lord began to do the heart work. So it was like, okay, I remember seventh grade was rough. I still remember it to this day. I would cry. And then we moved to another district. So it was like I went from the top of the school to nobody knowing me in middle school. Middle school is a very weird age anyway. To nobody knowing me. I remember a girl, I can't say her name one here, but that's how vivid I remember it. We were at lunch
Whoa.
and she was like, "Why are you so ugly?" And I was like,
The devil is a liar.
whoa. And here she is. She's beautiful. She's light skinned. She has pretty
Yeah.
like soft hair along. She's like, why are you so ugly? And it literally it when I tell you my little uh uh just house of confidence crumbled. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I would hide in fashion. I would dress really well. And at that
Mhm.
point, plus size fashion was nowhere near what it is today. So I had to
No.
work hard I
Yeah.
had, good shoes. I remember back in the day, and I don't want to date myself, but Parasuco jeans were the highlight. They were luxury
Yeah.
fashion, and Sergio Valentes and things like that. So I would,
Woo.
yes, girl. So I have a whole lot now. I have a whole lot, but I did have a few pair. And it was like, so
Yes.
you don't have to think, you can think I'm fat, but you won't think I'm fly. And I
Right.
buried myself in fashion. My mom always got my hair done. My brother's wife at the time was a hairstylist, so I would always have my hair done. I gave a good presentation the best I knew how, but I was still dying inside. So I dressed nice. I could tell you almost what I wore the first day of school every year because that's how much I put in my appearance, but I was still in a cave. And when I got older, and I know it sounds cliche, but when I got older and when I got tired and when I got tired of the enemy um, literally being under his foot, I rededicated my life to Christ at 19, and the whole game changed. It
Yeah.
it everything changed. Everything
Yes.
changed for me. It was like the lid was blown off. The
Yeah.
scales had fallen off. When I know at 25, I say 19, that's when I started growing into my grown woman. But at 25, that's the girl y'all see today. Like, nah, you ain't really messing with your girl. Like, I'm literally that girl. I walk like I'm that girl. I live,
Yes.
like I'm that girl. So yeah, that was my evolution. But I hid in fashion. I hid in friendships. Um, yeah, yeah.
I love it. Now
Mhm.
look, when you were talking about in seventh grade when old girl said what she said.
Mhm.
Now me in seventh grade, like I was the one, like you say something about me, you can beat up.
Mm.
You can beat up. And I'm just being
No,
honest.
that's real.
Because like in my like cause like I was I was bullied too for my size, color of my skin. And me too. My mom made sure that I'm a twin, that me and my brother were on point. I was
Mm.
that chubby girl, but I was on point. My hair was done. I had on little lipstick, little lip gloss. You could call me big, but what else?
Right.
You can try to say I'm ugly, but your little boyfriend like me. So and you gonna call me ugly, you gonna get you in when I was younger. Now
Mm.
the school guys,
Yeah.
school,
Mm.
not now,
Mm.
not for real, not now. But then she would have got beat up, she would have got them paws,
Mhm.
because I felt like you I think that I felt that I had to, this is one of the things that I did. I felt like you gonna you can call me that, but I'm gonna show you that I don't play.
Mhm.
I'm gonna you're gonna respect me.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that other way other than fight at that time.
Mhm.
I didn't know any other way. Like if you call me that, you could say it behind my back, but if you say it to me, you gonna it's a consequence.
Mhm.
And I had to learn because I was that nice quiet girl. Then I was like, no, I'm start beating people up, and that's what I stopped, y'all. I was not in school. I was a rebel, and but I was dealing with so much. I was dealing with anger, frustration, childhood abuse, childhood sexual abuse. So there was so much frustration in me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't deal with an adult how I wanted to deal with an adult at that time.
Yeah.
So when these kids came at me, I'm like, y'all getting it.
Yeah.
Y'all are getting it. And I understand when you said arriving to that certain age, and when you, and I can remember that age too when I embraced God for real
Yeah.
for myself,
Mhm.
not on my mother, my father, my grandparents taking me to church, but where I got to know Him for me. And I welcome Him in my heart, and I began to discover that, hey, that I am beautiful,
Yeah.
that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. It changed the momentum of my life, and I started to believe I am
Mhm.
beautiful. I am different, and that's okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
because my difference is beautiful. My difference is dope,
Yeah.
and I took ownership of that.
Mhm.
So you were brave, ma'am.
I counted all to the Lord. It was like I said before, that the cap came off. I began to see, and it was like the Lord spoke to me that I was peculiar, and I started to really embrace what that meant. Like, y'all may not understand, but I get it now. Like, there was a reason why I didn't fit with them, and He started to reveal that to me, and that was the game changer. That was it. So not only did I see that I was beautiful, but I saw my value. And I believe that the devil stealing my confidence was him snatching my roar. So me finding myself back in God, I got my roar back. So it was like, yeah, it's like I got my roar back. Like, I was a lion, but I didn't know I was a lion because I wasn't positioned right. So yeah, I got my roar back and the game changed. Yeah.
Jennifer, that's everything. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So ministry. How
Yeah.
did you transition? I know you always been in church,
Hmm.
but when did Jennifer become minister, prophetess, evangelist?
Hmm.
What is your office?
So I am a licensed
Fivefold.
evangelist. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
fivefold. Y'all
Mhm.
pray for me. I'm still walking through some things. But
Okay.
I'm a licensed excuse me, a licensed evangelist in the Church of God in Christ. But I prophesy a little bit. I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so how did you, this young woman, when did you begin to walk in that grace and accept that grace? Was it something that was, how did you transition from being just Jennifer, then becoming Jennifer, the woman of God, minister of the gospel?
Yeah. So really, I was just hungry when I got saved. I rededicated my life to Christ. I was like on a fast track. So everyone knew I was a church girl, but I remember 6 months after coming back to really in alignment, I started preaching. My I believe that my initial sermon was the women's conference. My mother was the main speaker and I was the inspirational speaker. But for me, it wasn't like a I remember telling my pastor that I felt the call and he told me, "Okay, just start studying." And I looked at him like, "Oh, okay." So I just not just studying and reading and stuff like that. But for me, I was so hungry for God. So it was
Yeah.
like I literally left the world, abandoned my friends at the time, and I was at
Yeah.
church all the time. So it was
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm ready to be in ministry. It was like, oh, we got this going on. I'm showing up. And because I'm showing up, they're asking me to do X, Y, and Z. So then it was, you on fire for God. Okay, you show up to the youth meetings. You have great ideas for the youth meetings. Why don't you just run these youth services? Okay, I do that. Then the Lord began to. He told me I was peculiar, so then he
Yeah.
started to um, reveal my creativity. So one of my
Mm-hmm.
greatest evangelistic endeavors was a fashion show at my church. And the Lord began to give me strategy, and it was a whole production. It was at least
Yes.
300 to 400 people in this building seeing these kids at the time, give all that they got. And it wasn't just we wasn't just walking down and somebody telling you what they got on. No, it was a whole storyline, a whole production, lights, cameraman, furs, clothing lines, all of that. So I didn't know it. That's what I was doing, but hungry. So the
Yeah.
creativity began to seep out, and then we just got going. Now, as far as the prophetic gift, I always hear, see, and smell. The Lord would give me, it was almost like He was giving me intel on people's lives, but I did not
Yeah.
have language for it until I got older. I will say my ministry, quote unquote, launched or began to take off um, after my biggest heartbreak. My biggest heartbreak. Mhm. So that's when we
Okay.
started expanding and I started seeing God do things that I never thought that He would do through my life and ministry.
You brought it up.
We
You
can go
brought it
there.
up.
We can go
You
there.
brought it up, girl. You brought it up. So what? So Jennifer, what was this biggest heartbreak that shook your world?
So around 2016, I had been in a relationship for a while. I was
Mm-hmm.
courting. We have this timeline for our lives that we think such and such is going to happen. And this time, when we had been dating for a while, and I just knew that any day now, my ring was coming. My family loved him. I loved him. We were at the time on social media and doing stuff, and the Lord dropped singleness in my spirit. I would get an uneasiness or almost like a push for Christian singles around the holiday time. And I remember this particular year, we were doing like videos encouraging people to wait on God. I don't even know why we were doing that, but it was just this thing. And he was doing it with me. And I remember posting online. I said, "Where are the dope singles at? Like, where do they mingle? Like, who's
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff? Because at this time, everything was about relationship goals, and you got,
Yeah.
Christian celebrities, talking about, marriage and all these different things, which is cool. It's God's way."
Yeah.
But I was like, well, where do other people go at? Because I feel something. I feel a burden. I feel, and it won't let me go. And I remember posting it on Facebook, and everybody was like, I mean, you should just do it. And I was like, what y'all talking about? Y'all see this man right here? We about to give at any time. Maybe we gonna have a ministry because at any time, my ring is
Yeah.
coming, guys. It's coming. So I don't know what y'all are talking about, but it's coming. I said, okay,
Wow.
God, I'll do an event. I'll do an event. So in my mind, I was gonna do one event, and that was in 2017. We broke up a month before that event, and that event and all the events I did that year sold out. centered around,
What?
sold out, centered around Christian singleness. And the Lord told me, He said, you could, when we were at this crossroad, He said, you can make this work if you want it to work. If you just want to go ahead, you can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar, I'm comfortable. He was a great guy. He said, but He don't love you like I love you. And I, it wasn't no scamming, it wasn't no craziness. He didn't dishonor me. It wasn't nothing crazy like that. The Lord
Yeah.
said, He don't love you the way I love you. And I have more. Now I literally was at a crossroad. You could stop here, figure, puzzle this together if you want. Or you can journey with me and I'm going to show you something that you don't even see coming. And I surrendered that year and I said, this not it. I can't. And the Lord used my obedience to one event to take me all around the country to minister, to be an itinerant speaker, to minister to God's singles. Yep.
Jennifer,
Hmm.
you are so brave.
Yeah.
The courage that must have took, ma'am.
Hmm.
Jennifer.
It was only the Lord, because I even think about it, even the night, it's standing room only, this packed out coffee house. People don't even know. They don't know me. So mind you, I don't have no extensive Facebook platform at this time. People just coming to see. And it was so great. And I remember holding that microphone with my heart in my feet because I'm
Mm-hmm.
heartbroken. And I'm ministering to people how God has never forgotten us, how He's going to make a way for us, how He sees us. We're having all of this conversation, and my heart is broken, but I know that I'm following God. That was the only assurance that I had at that moment. That was it.
So your journey involves breaking the chains for singles and women across the country.
Yeah.
Across the country.
Hmm.
How do you, these are some good questions and I want to ask some of these.
Hmm.
How do you connect with your audience and what positive change have you seen in others through your ministry, Jennifer, through your journey
Hmm.
with singleness?
Hmm. My biggest,
How
I believe my biggest tool or fruit
mm-hmm.
is transparency. Because here's the thing, everybody saw the transition happen. Because mind you, we long distance, we posting each other's pictures, and then it stops. Things have
Wow.
vanished, and I'm doing this, and he's not here no more. So for me, and we never bashed each other. We just parted our ways peacefully. Um, but for me, I know that people need to see authentic ministry.
Yes,
They
yes,
don't
ma'am.
need to just see you on the other side. They need to see
No.
how you walking through. They need to see your posture. They need to see your weapons.
Yeah.
They need to see your praise. They need to see your adoration and even your disappointment as you choose to
Yeah.
follow God. And I know that's the biggest gun that I have is because we always tell people about the story once we make it through the valley. But how you gonna act while you in the valley? How do
That
you
part.
respond when you're in the
Yes.
valley? How do you how
Ooh.
do you connect when the math ain't mathing? So I know that's my biggest marketing strategy is I show people the real. I tell people we talk about even when we started the singles ministry and we have the singles conversations, we were having the conversations that people wanted to have that nobody was having.
Yeah.
Help, like, y'all help me, because here's the thing, y'all done told us all this stuff about us getting a man, about us getting married, but I'm following God, I'm being
Yeah.
obedient. 30 is here, I don't have no
Yeah.
man. What's going on?
Yeah.
So for me, I had to have a real conversation with God because I felt like you played me. I'm out here loving you, serving you, being obedient publicly. I'm doing the right thing. I'm really trying to live holy for real.
Yeah.
And what I have
Yeah.
in my hands don't seem like what you said. I feel like you
Woo.
played me. You had this, like, come on. I prayed about this. I wasn't no, at this point in my life, I wasn't no babe in Christ. So I'm praying about my decisions. I'm asking
Yeah.
you, is this what you want me to do? And this is what I have. So I invited my followers, people, the ministry with me, saying that God will never play you. And let me show you why. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It ain't happening the way I think it should happen, but we going to
Yeah.
journey together. We're going to believe God together. We're going to walk through this valley together, and we're going to see the glory of God together.
I
About
love
it.
this.
Talk about the real. So that's, yeah, that's how it worked. And people were like,
I love it.
they was like, I feel that way too. Oh my gosh, Jen, you're saying things I wanted to say. Well, what about me?
Yeah.
And really dealing with those heart issues and singleness. So yeah, that's how I saw the change, just by my story and my transparency and my authenticity.
So you had a post.
Mm-hmm.
In this post mentioning missing out on freedom because the Moseses, because because the Moseses, one is looking for a daughter is thought provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Could you elaborate on the message behind this statement and how it relates to personal freedom? Yeah, I would elaborate on that post. On that Moses post,
Yeah,
girl.
so I preached a message last year, which has become a prophetic declaration in my life and ministry, that the daughters were coming. The Lord gave me one of if I know it's probably the best message I've ever preached, that the daughters were coming. And with that being said, that the women of God, the peculiar ones, the
Yeah,
misunderstood ones, the
yeah.
passionate ones, the ones who have the oil, some of us who are looked over or were looked over, that this was our time to rise. So for me, that post was, y'all looking for a Moses, but Moses is a girl in this season because the
Woo!
daughters are. You're looking for a deliverer. You're looking for someone to give you the cheat code. You're looking for someone to give you a blueprint. But you're looking for don't let your sexism have you missing out on freedom, because it's not where you think it's going to come from. It's coming from the girl. I don't hate men. I love my brothers. I love my
Yes,
brothers. I love my brothers.
yes.
But this is the season for God's daughters, those
My God.
who the Lord has taught their hands how to war. Yeah, yeah, it's our season. So don't miss it.
Woo!
Don't miss it. Don't miss the ministry. Don't miss the prophetic gift. Don't miss what I'm giving you because you feel like I'm a girl and I can't tell you nothing and I'm unmarried. Okay,
Oh!
okay.
Yes!
Hmm. Yeah.
Jennifer, stop it.
Because the daughters are coming and the daughters are here. Don't you miss it. You miss it because I'm a girl.
Oh my
Hmm.
God.
Hmm.
Did y'all
Yeah.
just hear that? Did y'all hear that? Y'all who watching this and who will watch this, y'all replay that again. Replay that again and again. Woman of God. That
Hmm.
is a word that needs to be out loud
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That is a now word. Whoo wee.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Did you
Hmm.
want to elaborate more? You done with that?
I'm trying to let it go, but there are some, we have such a
Jesus.
division in the church, but y'all
Yeah,
looking for the elders. What if they're the girls? Y'all looking for the
yeah,
apostles, those of us who been in this thing, who literally train, send out, equip.
yeah.
Don't miss it, because I'm a girl. Don't miss it. And don't
Oh,
underestimate the weight of the oil on our lives, because
right.
your filter is church politics. Your filter is sexism. Your filter is insecurity. Don't miss it because the girls are here. We're ready and we're coming. And we're coming to snatch the other girls
Woo!
the hands of the enemy and out of hell.
Yes.
And here it is. We're not even just called to women's ministry. We're snatching the our sons, our brothers,
Yes.
our nephews.
Yes.
We coming for them too. The girls got
Oh.
guns. And we blazing
Woo.
in the Holy Ghost. The girls have guns. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Jennifer, whew, that is so powerful and it resonates with me because I just released a mentorship entitled Daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's to reach those daughters that are out there
Mm-hmm.
who have gotten
Mm-hmm.
lost in life.
Yeah.
And the foundational for this daughter mentorship is Mark 5, the woman with the issue of blood. It starts off the woman with the issue of blood. She had no name.
Yeah.
They didn't give her a name. They identified her by her issue.
Yeah.
And this mentorship is for those women who have became that.
Mm.
And they lost their position, they lost their identity, and it's not that they don't want to get better, because this woman with the issue of blood, she tried, she lost everything she had trying to get better.
Yeah.
She wanted to be whole, she wanted to find herself, she wanted to get in purpose, but she just was not connected to the right source. She was not connected to the right source. So everything else was temporary or it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, but she heard about a man.
Yeah.
She heard about a man who was getting results, something that she never got.
Mm.
She heard about healing, something that she never saw. And she thought within herself, she thought by just hearing that you can live again, hearing that he healed the man at the pool of Bethesda, that he healed the woman that was bent over for 18 years, that he fed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves. She said, if I can just get to him,
Mm.
if I could just get to him, I know that I will be made
Yeah.
whole. I know that I'll be made whole. So that change of mental,
Yeah.
that change pushed her to the right
Mm.
source, and she began to push past the haters, push past those who judged her, those that she did this and that with. She pushed past that, the politics, the limitations, and she said, "No, I'm getting to
Mm.
Jesus. I'm getting to Him." She was considered unclean. She was considered unworthy because of her flow.
Yeah.
Everybody knew her issue. Others may have had the same issues, but they hid it well.
Mm.
But they knew hers, right?
Mm. Mm.
So this woman pressed her way to Jesus, and she touched the hem of his garment. And when she touched the hem of his garment, virtue left Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after that she was immediately made whole. But at the end of that, Jesus said, "Daughter, daughter." He gave her back her position.
Mm-hmm.
He gave her back identity. You belong.
Yeah.
You are mine, daughter. Daughter, your faith has made you whole. Your faith, your belief, your confidence in me gave you back your
Mm.
birthrights, daughter. So this mentorship, I'm gonna have to bring you in. I really would love for you
Yeah.
to come in and be a part, because and it is, we haven't started yet. We just launched it, but it's bringing women together, building them up,
Mm-hmm.
helping them find themselves, and embrace themselves, and become who they need to
Yeah.
be, and stand
Yeah.
strong, 10 toes
Mm-hmm.
down, and be that woman. And what you said spoke it just ignited something, like something jumped
Mhm.
in me when you said that. Jennifer, you are amazing.
Yes.
Anything you want to leave the women with on part one? Anything you want to leave them with about, or you know what I want you to leave them with? Leave them. What's one of your affirmations? What is something that you say to yourself, that's a word that you say, or a slogan that you tell you?
In the last couple of years, it's been trust God in the transition.
Yeah.
Trust God
Mm,
in the transition. Just trust Him
that's good.
in the transition.
Y'all heard that, ladies and gents? Trust God in the transition. And one of my words that I've been speaking is it's a lot of them. Let me say one of my top is I am brave.
Mhm.
I am brave.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's a lot of stuff. It's just, it, when you got a big responsibility,
Mhm.
sometimes it can get overwhelming,
Yeah.
and it could be like, Lord, wow,
My.
really? And
Mhm.
and and I have to constantly tell myself, I am brave. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And Jennifer, you don't have to go yet. I'm just gonna close out. Guys, thank you so much for watching us, for tuning in to Becoming Her. I hope you were truly blessed as I was. This was life changing. This was liberating for me. This was liberating to this awesome woman of God. Y'all go follow her. All of her tags are right here on the screen. Go tag her, go follow her, go support her, invite her to your program, invite her to your singles ministry, invite her to what you're doing. She is on the move for God. She is doing great things for the kingdom. Reach out, guys. Again, here are all of her tags right here below. Thank you for becoming her. You guys, you want to follow what we're doing? Subscribe, like every page. Y'all, God is doing something. So let's get with this momentum, and we'll be back with part 2 soon. God bless you guys. I love you, and be brave.